Welcome back, friends. I have decided to add a couple more details to this. After that last video that you guys saw, I had done the window. The window is complete, and I was actually planning on starting to put the oil on it to give it that sheen, and then go ahead and start doing some painting on it so that we can get some color into it. However, what I've done is I've kind of let it sit for a while. It's probably been maybe 3 or 4 days since I've last looked at this, and I've gone ahead and hopefully you can see that I've decided I wanted to put some bricks over on that left side of this piece, right above the window. And we'll see if we want to add something more after that. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll go into painting, but I do want to do that. I still have not done anything here yet. Still thinking about it, still looking over comments and that sort of stuff to see what may be good for here. But so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video on this one today. We'll go ahead and start putting the bricks in right along here. So there we have a little bit more detail right there on that. It's not really a chimney, it's just part of the structure. And I suppose if you wanted, you can make an additional chimney on this, but we're not going to do that. I just felt that just added a little bit more to it. I'm going to stop it here for a second because I do want to see if there's something more I want to do here. And I will be right back. All right, so I've gone ahead and cleaned out that little crevice in here so that you really can't see the gloss of the glue anymore that was down in there. I also did a little bit of a cleanup on like along here. There was a little bit of glue showing there, so I wanted to get that out of the way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this bit. It's really not something that you can go out and buy for it to look like this. Really all it is a straight spindle piece that goes here. It's got a little screw in the end of it right there for you to see. And then all this is little squares of like an emery sandpaper that I've put about 3 layers facing up and 1 facing backwards so that you can see that on the back. And this I just use kind of as a flap sander. And I'm going to go over this. This will give me a nice smooth finish, something for me to go ahead and start painting on. So here we go. Probably see a lot of dust flying here. I'm just kind of cleaning this edge up. I don't want to put my Danish oil on this part, just for the simple reason that it's dusty. Now I can. I will put it on there since I've kind of smoothed that out and got rid of some of the junk on it. I'm going to go ahead and do the same on the back. So we have it all nicely kind of sanded down a little bit. I believe that's maybe a 120 grit on there. Cleaned up the back a little bit. We're just going to keep it natural like this back here. We do have one more thing to do. I want to smooth this down here. So be right back. So I have this all smoothed off now. And one thing that I always do before I put any kind of oils on here is I will go ahead and put my signature on the bottom of all of my pieces. It's a good idea. You may not feel that it's something you should do, but by all means, if you have created something, you want your signature on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and real quick. Signature's in. So that is now officially stamped. I'm going to go ahead and grab the oil and I will be right back. This is what I end up using to put on these things. It's just some Danish oil. I also purchase in bulk these little, I think they're just called electrical brushes. Get like a pack of 100, they're pretty inexpensive. And I just use those to go ahead and, they're disposable. If I can keep them, I do. If I can clean them, I will, but otherwise they are disposable. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some Danish oil on here and just go ahead and get that brushed in. I want to get a lot on it. I don't want to underdo it. I'd rather overdo it. Let this stuff soak right into the wood. And yes, these brushes are very, very cheap because you're going to end up getting little hairs all over the place. Just make sure you get those out of there. Don't let them dry into the stuff. Want to cover the whole thing, front, back, sides, the whole thing. And make sure it's all nice and clean. This will darken your wood. I'm just using the natural. They've got multiple different colors of this, and by colors I should just mean, say, tints. They've got like a walnut, dark walnut, light walnut. They've got a cherry, teak. I can't even remember all the different ones that they've got, but I myself typically just have the cherry, the medium walnut, and then the natural. And 90% of the time I'm using just the natural, just because I like what it does. It's kind of as a go-to oil for me. And the other nice thing about oils is it will allow you to still have the nice feel of the wood. You'll still be able to feel the texture of the wood, whereas if you're going to put like a polyurethane or something like that on top of one of these, and you can, that's not a problem, it's just the polyurethane is going to put a kind of a finish on it that actually blocks the wood, and you're not feeling the natural wood anymore. You are really feeling the plastic of the polyurethane. So then I take just a paper towel. I have a little paper towel holder out here that I keep these, they're the paper towels that can be broken up into fours, little tiny pieces, so you're not wasting a lot of these. You can cut them in half or of a regular size one, or you can do them into quarters as well. So now that we have this whole thing with a polyurethane on it, I'm trying to see, I don't think, yes I do, okay. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'm going to take an old toothbrush and just kind of rub this stuff in. You'll end up getting some paper towel chunks on there. You want to get those off of there. But you also want to get rid of all the pooling of this. You want to kind of bring down that sheen. You'll see more or less where it's super wet, super soaked in. You want to get rid of that. Do as much as you can to just brush this stuff in, get it into the cracks, get it everywhere. We can see that I didn't get the whole bottom covered, so let's do that now. Okay, so there we go. We have a fully finished and oiled piece. You can do this. Piece of cake. You can see our details here. We've got our door with our stone base, bricks. Come on up, we have a window. We have some more brickwork over there on the left, and then over here on the right side of it, we have the fireplace. Now we need to let this dry. So once this is completely dried up, we'll go ahead and we'll do some painting on this as well. And this should make this the final piece in this series. And I haven't forgotten, I do have a doorknob that I will be putting on here in just a few moments too. So maybe I'll come back and show you that, because I can do that right now before this is all dry, and get that in place, and I'll show you what that looks like. Well, here it is with the door knob put in place. This door knob happens to just be just a simple carpet tack. Buy a pack of these at any of your big box hardware stores. They already come in black, so it's perfect for this. Once I paint those hinges black, it's going to match. I'll probably touch it up because you can see where I hit it with the hammer. Maybe not. Maybe I like a little bit of that showing through and make it look a little bit old. But that's all there was to putting that doorknob on there. So again, we're going to let this thing dry and come back and add a little bit of splash of color here and there, like I mentioned. And I will see you soon.